Hey guys, Brian Horton with BK Trading Academy. So I want to give you my new outlook on gold. If you can recall, about 3 weeks ago, I did a video on gold. I said that price was going to drop significantly, and it did exactly that. But now it's at a critical level, and I want to explain to you some things. We're going to think outside of trading, outside of technical analysis. We're going to think outside of fundamental analysis and just think of gold and what it stands for. So this will give you a new outlook that I promise that it will definitely benefit you, especially if you're a long-term trader. I'm going to show you what you can do if you're a short-term trader. Let's put on our thinking caps and let's really evaluate gold from what happened in the past all the way to the present and what I speculate is going to happen in the near future. And I'm going to give you a hint. It has something to do with China, Poland, India, Turkey, and Russia. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. You don't want to miss this. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can get notified when we drop new videos like this. So let's think outside of the trader. That's what this video is going to be about so that you can profit like a trader. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I know I got problems and I don't know where to go. I don't want to put the blame.
All right, guys. So if you can recall, Kenya did a gold video and then I did one prior to her. And we said that we are headed in a downtrend, and it makes absolute sense. So just simply drawing my level here will explain to you why we did what we did, right? So back in 2020, price reached this area, strong dip to the downside. All right, back in 2022 of March, strong dip to the downside. And now in May of this year, we also have a push, okay? And it dropped very significantly. So I'm going to explain to you why I may be changing my bias overall. Now, however, price did drop pretty significantly. So if I get my measuring tool from here to the lowest it's been, it dropped over 1,700 pips or so, all right? So that's very significant. You could have racked up if you got in at this particular level, okay? And this is also considered a B-swing level, one of the strategies that we use. But I'm going to explain to you guys why I believe this may be short-lived and price could possibly be reversing. So I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios to think about, and we're going to think logically. We're going to think outside of trading. We're going to think outside of fundamentals and technical analysis and price action. We're just going to think logically, just something for you to think about. So let's look back in 2020 and let's see what price did from the tip here all the way to right at this level. And I'm going to show you what I mean here. This particular level, I drew a small red rectangle right across here. This is a critical zone. And the reason why I say that is because it will break this previous higher high. It's pretty much around that area here, but it will break that higher high and it will be an official downtrend if it continues to go much lower. So if I go to the monthly time frame and show you like this here, we can show you our uptrend just like this, okay? But if for some reason price breaks that uptrend and does something like this, then we may say, okay, nice, we're in a monthly downtrend and it may retrace to these levels like this here, right? Anywhere between here to possibly even further. That'll be great. But I'm going to show you why that may not be possible. And we're going to think logically again, okay? So let's go back out to the weekly time frame and let's see what's going on. So as I go back out to 2020 right here, I'm going to grab my measuring tool. So from the peak here to when price finally broke that critical level that I told you, this red candle. So I'm going to zoom in just a bit. If you look here, it took about 56 days for that to happen, okay? So that's pretty long. That's, about 2 months for that to break that level. And let's go ahead and try back in 2022 of March. I'm going to get my measuring tool again. So from this peak, right when it broke this red level here that I said is critical, it took about 56 days as well. And look how strong it pushed to the downside, just like in this area here. So I'm going to mark it so that you can see strong push to the downside. It came from here all the way down here. Get my measuring tool to give you a good understanding, right? So about 3,700 pips or so. That's pretty significant, right? Overall. So from here, the second time to here, that was about 4,000 pips, over 4,000 pips or so. Very significant. Now let's measure this one here. From this peak, we haven't broken this level yet. So I'm just going to say where price is currently at. It's currently 77 days. So it's taken 77 days to not even get close to breaking this critical support zone when before it just took about 56 days on both times. So that tells me sellers were really interested in getting that price. It took over. Buyers tried, but sellers overtook them. Here, sellers are having a hard time breaking this level. And this is the third time it tested this higher resistance level in the past couple years. So this has given me a thought that price may want to continue to break higher, come and retest the zone, and maybe even break any higher. So here's the logics that I want you to think about that I was talking to you back in the past. I'm going to go to the monthly time frame. I'm going to just scroll all the way out. And let's look at price from the conception of when gold was traded. Here's my timeline here. I'm back in the 1970s, 1960s, 1950s, all the way back to 1833 when price was on the market and it was trending. It was very low. And as you progress, gold starts to rise. It dips, settles a bit, starts to rise, and it's going even higher and higher. So the reason why I said I want you to think logically is because gold is not just the nation's or any nation's currency, but it's the world currency. Okay. So it's been traded since the beginning of time. Since we found gold, people would barter with gold for a service since the beginning of time. A cash society is pretty new compared to gold. So eventually cash is going to go away. We already see that now. We're using many of credit cards. We're using credit. We're using a whole bunch of different things. And we even now have Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that we can use. But I can assure you that gold isn't going anywhere because it's nature's money. So it's not going anywhere. So I say all that to say this: gold isn't going anywhere and it's going to continue to rise regardless for the long term. That's why gold is a very valuable asset to hold on to. And oftentimes people like to trade gold. Even to this day, we buy gold rings, gold necklaces, gold chains, jewelry, anything gold, even gold coins. And that's why a lot of big major countries are investing in gold, because they see something that the obvious trader does not see. So keep that in mind. Remember, we're thinking logically. We're not thinking about trading. We're not thinking about fundamentals and charts and all that stuff. We're thinking logically. And so, in my opinion, gold is going to continue to rise and break through this. It's just a matter of time. So let's go back down to the daily time frame. All right, so now I'm on a daily time frame and we're going to reevaluate this. So remember, 56 days to break this support level, 56 days to break this support level, 77 days, and it still hasn't breaking the support level. So now let's think as a trader. When price takes very long to break a support level, that tells me that sellers are stronger, but not as strong as it was in the past, and there are relevant buyers still in the mix of trading. So now let's see what price is doing. Here's our uptrend on the monthly time frame. Here's our downtrend on the daily time frame. And we like to trap price in a channel. So if you're participating in our 30-day trade challenge, this is what I've been telling you guys to do, is to trap price in the channel. And that way price becomes a little bit more predictable. All right. So now let's go ahead and look at this channel here. So my trend line has touched the top of this price. It's touching at the bottom of this price, and it's been testing this range. It's been ranging this level for quite a while. So around 1938, 1930-ish, just around this area for a while. Every time it came here, it pushed to the downside, and it's been doing that since June 22nd or so, 2023, and it hasn't broken any lower. So let's think logically again. If it's taking its time, and we don't see a strong spike like we did before, we can see, look at these candles here, strong spike, rallied a bit, strong spike. We have no strong candles here at all. These candles are very mediocre, and it's telling me that buyers are still in the game. Okay. So we're coming to a critical part in which price is getting close to our trend line. All right. So it's either going to go outside of our trend line and continue to head up, in which it will violate our downtrend on the daily time frame, or it's going to continue to go up and down ranging until it gets to the bottom of our monthly trend line. So I want you guys to keep an eye out on this particular pair. Remember to think of gold as the world's global currency. I'm going to give you some of the countries that are investing in gold. We're talking about India. We're talking about China, Russia, Turkey, Poland. These are huge countries that are saving a ton of gold as a reserve. Even the United States, when we have the Federal Reserve, a ton of gold. I don't even know how much gold, but I know that it is in the trillions of dollars worth. And so I want you guys to understand that gold isn't going anywhere. You're going to have movement, ups and downs like we had before. But if you're a long-term investor buying all the way, you just want to try to buy at a decent price. So where would you get in currently? What would you do? So let's go back to the daily time frame. Let's zoom in just a bit here and see how you can trade this currently. So we know we're in an uptrend on the monthly. We know we're in a downtrend on the daily here. We're getting close to our monthly trend line. And so this is the critical level right here. If price breaks below, I would say 1900, then I believe price is going to continue to head down. If it breaks below 1900, I believe price is going to go down. But let's zoom in just a bit more and I can give you a little bit more accuracy in price here. Okay. So price is still ranging within this area. It's taking a long time for it to continue to go up. Our uptrend is still intact on the monthly time frame. So we're technically still in a long-term uptrend, which is completely normal for gold. We're just possibly in a pullback. So let's go back out to the monthly time frame and I'll explain to you what I mean by a possible pullback. So here's our uptrend here. Here's our uptrend, and here is our pullback. Remember, whenever price gets to resistance, you want to sell right here. So price can do something like this, respect the support zone and continue to go higher, retesting the zone, eventually breaking up higher and doing something like that. So right now, gold can go either way, but I want you to know that gold is the world's currency. And so long term, I'm in it for the buy. Short term, it may continue to drop just a bit lower. So this 1900 zone is critical for me. If it drops below that, then I will wait for a pullback and retest. So I'm not going to give you exact prices, but I want you guys to monitor with this, okay? So it's important to go back, look to see how volatile price was in the past when it did the exact same thing versus now, and that will give you a good indication as to what will happen in the future with that same particular pair. So guys, that pretty much wraps it up. I just wanted to give you an outlook on gold, give you guys something to think about. I want you guys to let me know what you think about that as well. Don't be shy. I want you to comment. We love your comments and we love your feedback and we love the engagement. So that being said, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. And for those who are struggling, we currently have $400 off of our lifetime membership. That means you are with us for an entire lifetime and you can take your time with us and get to your trading goals. And what I always like to say, trading is recession proof. If the market goes down or goes up, you can sell and buy and always be profitable as long as you know what you're doing and have the proper risk management. Guys, it's only for this week only. Make sure you join us and we can personally congratulate you and speak with you in our private community. Can't wait to see you guys, and I will see you in the next video. God bless.
I don't want to put the blame on you, so I put it on my own.